happening, YouTube? Well, nothing like having vehicles coming at you head on first thing in the morning as soon as you get out of the driveway. Anyway, the first time I've had a chance to get out and do any riding. Some short stuff here and there, a couple of supper rides, but every time I have a chance to get out and ride, it's either raining or gonna rain. Now you guys know the drill. No rain today, so we're gonna get out here and put some miles on the bike. And I thought I'd start a little discussion about tires. Everybody needs tires. I bought this bike. It still had the original tires on it. It's a 2009. I bought it in 2018 at 1,400 miles. I guess I'm going to get run over by every four-wheeler I pass, but anyway, this thing still had the original tires on it at 1,400 miles when I bought it. I ran the tires up to 9,500 miles, even though they were 9 or 10 years old. This thing set inside, so they were never, or they were not exposed to a whole lot of sunlight, so they weren't dry rotted or cracked or anything. And when I took them off at 9,500 miles, I could have probably still got another 2,000 miles, but I replaced them in February, so I wouldn't have to do it in the middle of the riding season. But this thing came with Bridgestone Exedras on it, and I've ran Bridgestones on a lot of bikes over the past 40 some years, and I've also ran Dunlops, Metzlers, and just about anything you can imagine. Continentals, Changshins, Yokohamas. I've had everything on bikes at one time or another, but Bridgestones always seem to work out pretty good. I've had them on several bikes. Swing through the parking lot and see what this guy's riding. Oh, look, he's on a Royal Star. Yeah, I won't bother him. He's probably got an agenda. We'll keep on moving along. So anyway, back to the tires. I replaced my tires, my Bridgestones, with Bridgestone Battle Cruise H50s. Like I say, I did this back in the spring, and before my first long ride, which was from up here in Indiana down to Tazewell, Virginia, I put about 350 miles on them before I took off. They were scuffed up really good, and the trip down to Tazewell involved riding in a lot of rain. I do mean a lot of rain. Most of the trip down was wet. But I gotta tell you, in the wet and the dry, down there in all the twisties and curvies. These things did really well. I was impressed with the wet traction. I was impressed with the ride. They handled great. So for the price, they were excellent. Of course, I installed them myself. Well, I didn't install them myself. I pulled the wheels off, had the tires put on the wheels, and then replaced them back on the bike. But really impressed with these tires. The handling and the traction in the wet was great. And even the old ones I took off, the Exedras, they handled really well in the wet too, and they were 9 and 10 years old. However, they were getting a little hard from age, so when it was cool out, the cool weather traction sucked until the asphalt and the tires got a little bit of heat in them. You could feel it slipping around, so I recommend if you have old tires, probably should get them replaced just for that reason. The older they get, the harder they get, and even if they're not weather checked, they still need to be replaced. So what do you guys run for tires? What do you like? What's currently on your bike? Leave a comment. Would you buy the same tire again? Will you go with something different? Because I know everybody likes a certain brand of tires, and a lot of people are not willing to change. And you know, that's for a good reason. If you like what you got, it's hard to spend the money, buy something else, and then decide you don't like it. Then you're going to spend all that money again. So I get it. But if you're looking for good tires, you don't want to break the bank, the Bridgestone Battle Cruise H50 works for me. Would probably work for you. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'm going to continue to cruise along here for a little bit. Probably go find some breakfast. It's still pretty early. It's not super hot yet. It's supposed to get up to about 90 this afternoon, and I think the humidity will be about 200%. It's going to be muggy. So I get back home in time to do a little work in the garage in the heat and the humidity. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Alright folks, I'm going to cut her off right here and continue to cruise. Have a great day. Bubba out.